Well, let's look at this week's build. The theme was more of the good, and we're stoked because this is going to be our first U10 build as one of these weekly build outs. So let's jump into the build and show why we made the choices we did and also some of the key features on the U10. So starting up here on the bow, for propulsion, we opted to go off the transom here with the NK300, which a combination speed, the top speed we've gotten so far with the U10 and 300 is going to be actually 7.5 miles an hour. So that's in the top speed. We have nothing officially out yet, but some pretty good speeds out of this. You'll notice up here we have the rod staging channels here, and this is going to be great. We're going to use that actually with our rod bay, as you see in the back when you have the rod running in it. So we chose to do the GearPod here, and it's going to give us a lot of storage options. This is going to be kind of the brains of our system here. We just have the battery in there now, but if you're running a Goliath scope, you can put your black box in here, anything else. I like to make these the command consoles. So we have our screen here, kind of attach that again. Spin grips let us take the whole thing off, which is great. We opted for foot steering here, which is a really good choice when you're dealing with a NK300. We put the HD kit on the back, which kind of tightens that down. It's going to be a washer and nut system that kind of goes with the NK300. We can show that. We have a paddle on the side here. We mounted our throttle right here for NK300 to have quick access and still have our 360 turning. As promised, this is going to be that reel bay here. There's a couple different ways to put your reels. This is a spin rod. I think this is a 2500 series here. So you can see it still fits in there nicely, gives us quick access, and we can use our rod cave cover here to be able to cover that and use it. There's tons of options you can run in there with rods. We are taking advantage of the catchboard seat here. This is going to be a 26-inch catchboard. Fits nicely there. You can also use a 32. You can also see that we took advantage of the ability to put our lures here. It's a great spot for when you're changing lures fast. I know I'm kind of disorganized when I'm on the water, so I'm always just kind of grabbing different lures and throwing them. So it's a great option because we have a replaceable piece of decking kit here. Okay, so we have our 360 fusion seat as always. We went for the battery in the back on this NK300 system. Something I might look into doing if this was more of a permanent build is doing a through-hole wire depending on how my weight is working out. So once I get my command system done up there, seeing how the weight distribution is going. And then that brings us to the NK300 in the back here. This is going to be a really great propulsion option for this build. And that's going to be this week's build. The whole price on it was with the paddle and the battery, so we're looking all in, it's going to be around $4,600, which is a really good price to still have like a rigged out kayak and still have all this room. Again, we move our catchboard, tons of room right here. We can still drop our TRS through. So that's going to be this week's build. Stay tuned for next week.